Welcome to WeekNGeek, your new comics preview for February 15th. I'm Mike Ortiz.
And I'm the Chris Brown.
All right, what do you got?
Well, I'm going to lead off this week with Road Rage by IDW. I believe this is it a 3-issue or is it a one-shot? I think it was one shot, but it doesn't say one shot, it says issue 1. But it's by Joe Hill and Stephen King.
Wow.
Father and son writing together. It does say to be continued, so I think it's a 3-issue or 4-issue deal.
So these are the guys of Stephen King, I think everybody knows, and Joe Hill from
Lock and Key and The Cape.
So and other actual real books too, but
yes,
comics fans
work
will know them.
But yeah, this should be fun. It looks the artwork looks great, kind of the similar style to the Cape stuff. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it looks like a outlaw biker gang.
Cool.
That should be fun. There's nothing to love about that. Then we have Avengers number 22. This should be, we're wrapping up Bendis's thing. Is that right? Or is he only leaving New Avengers?
He's leaving all the Avengers books, but it's probably got another year's worth of stories.
Oh, okay.
But this is the building towards that new Avengers book.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's going to spin out.
And that's going to come out of Avengers versus X-Men, or
it's the one that's got the same team as in the movie.
Oh, okay. They've got to promote the movie, of course. Which, as they're billing on the cover, May 4th, 2012.
Yeah.
Which is the Friday before free comic book day.
Oh yeah.
Then we've got Avenging Spider-Man number 4 featuring Hawkeye. Purchase includes free digital copy offer. So they put the scratch off on it this time. Is that how they did that?
No polybag.
No polybag. They've got. Doesn't look like they gave you a code. What is that?
Oh wait, you have to peel.
Oh, you got to peel that. There you go. So you got to peel off a sticker, and then you can get your free digital copy. Then Fear Itself, the Fearless, number 9 of 12. We're wrapping up this, getting towards the wrap up of the story. I really like it. Mm-hmm. I still think it's been fun. We're tracking down the Hammers. We get Damian Hellstrom. This is the reverse of, whenever they have the events and we get the street level characters and they bust them out. Now we're getting the magic characters. They're busting them out and actually making them kind of interesting. When they tried to roll out Brother Voodoo and they tried to do that, it just didn't click for anybody. But Damian Hellstrom's great. Really, really fun. He's, looks like he's up to no good. Here he looks like he's actually working with the Red Skull, which I think I'm an issue behind, so I don't believe he was working with them the last time I checked in. Then New Avengers, more Bendis for you here. This is a great cover by Mike Deodato.
Oh, wow.
Thor fighting everybody. We've still got Daredevil in there. Still kind of weird having Daredevil's back. Daredevil's fun. He's in the New Avengers. They're doing all the Norman Osborn stuff still. Which has been pretty cool. I like the Dark Avengers. Mm-hmm. I like that they've made it work again. I'm just going to skip ahead here because we jump from New Avengers then into Daredevil. Daredevil number 9, Mark Waid and Paulo Rivera. This book is so fun. Love this book. It's good classic Daredevil again. Taking it in some interesting looks. He's underground with the Moloids.
It's a Mole Man.
Mole Man arc. That should be kind of fun. Yeah. He doesn't need his vision anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
no ninjas, just Moloids.
Man, that looks fantastic. That artwork's incredible.
Is this the Rivera or
this
Martini?
Is Rivera.
Okay.
Then a favorite of mine here, Planet of the Apes number 11 by Boom. Cool stuff. It's still just cool. I really like this. It's that uprising still with post apes taking over and pre-humans being complete, dolts. And the humans are trying to revolt.
Some gaps.
It is. I dare say I'm liking the Zeus stuff better.
Yeah.
Because it's filling my void, my need for Zeus. But this, the main series, the flagship title has been great as well. Then another one that I can't say enough good things about. We've got Ghostbusters number 6. Love it. It is a continuation of the movie. It's not the cartoon, even though it's cartoony and fun.
Right.
But it is fun. It's a fun book. It's a cool book that follows in the mythos of the movie universe.
A lot of people are really enjoying what a good job this has done of translating the movies to a comic.
Yeah, it's great stuff. And as I've said before, I'll say it again. There's Monkey. If you like Ghostbusters, you'll love this title. And I have said before, and I'll say it again, Monkey.
Many times.
But that's not where I was going with that.
I'm going to start off with Amazing Spider-Man 679.1.
More point
Marvel's
ones.
Pointless One.
Morbius.
But, yeah, I don't know why this isn't just a regular issue. I guess this is always... The point one has now just become sort of a, hey, if you weren't reading it before, you can start
Jump
reading
on
it
here.
I was reading it before, and actually this was really good. The last two issues were great. Dan Slott has been doing a great job. Well, this is not written by Dan Slott. It's
Chris Yost, really?
Chris Yost and Dan Slott, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, it looks like it's Morbius.
I love Morbius.
Was revealed to be kind of the secret member of the science company that Peter's working for. I've really enjoyed that whole take on Peter. So we'll check this out also with a really cool cover where Spider-Man's limbs just sort of blend into the background. Next up, Winter Soldier #2, again by Ed Brubaker and Butch Guice. The first issue of this was really pretty solid. Again, this is that espionage feel that the early Captain America books had. Now that it's more of a superhero book, great artwork. Really kind of hard-boiled, almost the same type of voice that he uses in books like Fatale and Criminal. Really kind of blended in with a superhero style here. So far, a pretty good book.
And it works with Winter Soldier.
Yeah. It's a Cold War spy book.
Yes.
That's happening after the Cold War. Next up, Uncanny X-Men. I actually just realized today that I have not yet read the previous issue, so I don't quite know what's going on. This is still spinning out of the events of X-Force, where they created a little world that had highly evolved, and the X-Men go in to take care of that because this little highly evolved world is killing the people around it. So there's someone in here who's kind of this man of the future. He was probably revealed in the last issue. I don't know who it was. But again, Kieran Gillian's doing a great job on this book and has made the X-Men really a lot of fun again.
Yes.
Next up is Glamour Puss. I don't know anybody other than me who reads this book. It's got fantastic artwork. As always, it is an ongoing discussion of photorealism and making fun of supermodels. Two things I like. Next up, Wonder Woman. Tony Akins is still filling in for Cliff Chang on this book. As we've said before, this has been a really good book. Definitely one of my surprises out of the DC relaunches.
I haven't read any of it.
Enjoying Wonder Woman more than I have really since he got rebooted after the Crisis. But he's got a much darker take. He's Azzarello has described it as a horror book. I don't know if I would go quite that far. I think it's still a superhero book with just some dark mythological overtones, and mythology itself is very dark.
Absolutely.
The Greek myths were full of killing and sexing and all kinds of horrible things happening to people.
All kinds of,
this is basically DC making a very modern mythology. People always use that talking about comics, but here it's very literal. Certainly books like American Gods and things like that have done this sort of gods in a modern world setting, but it really hasn't been woven into a superhero book.
And that was Wonder Woman. They didn't really know what to do with her for a long time. They kind of wanted her to just be a superhero.
Right. And when it was mythology, they all were wearing togas and Roman garb and things like that. So it's kind of not quite as anachronistic anymore. So really, really solid book. Next up, Green Lantern Corps. I've actually this picked up in the last issue. Now we're getting somewhere. Guy Gardner went out and recruited basically a bunch of badasses who were like Lee Marvin and Charles Bronson and the tough Green Lanterns that are a little too kick-ass and don't like to hang out with other people. And he basically said, hey, we got to go kill a bunch of people. You want to come along? And they went, all right. So, this is like the Magnificent Seven of the Green Lanterns going out to kick a bunch of ass. So now this book is back on track. It was a little slow for a while, but I think one of the guys' names is even like Lee, and another guy's name is Marvin, and they actually have some allusions to them. Next up is Hellblazer. As always, this book has been delivering a really great story. I actually haven't read this is the second issue of a new story arc. I haven't read the first issue yet. I usually let a few of these pile up. But he got his coat back, he got his groove back, and now he's he's fighting some. It looks like he's going back into. Oh yeah, that's right. He's going into hell to retrieve the soul of his sister.
Okay.
Who wound up in hell, kind of because he's kind of an ass. So we've got. I don't think so.
What was that? Some weird red-looking dude. I don't know.
Oh, that's a devil. He meets the devil. Constantine's met the devil before. It's not a big deal. One of the things that I do want to call out about this book is it is one of the last books printed on this matte paper, this old-fashioned Mando stock, and I just really love it. I mean, it actually is much easier to read.
Remember when that was new technology?
Yes.
It was like, oh, this new paper is awesome.
Hellblazer was the first book to debut in DC's new format back in like 1987, and now the new format is
the old format.
School. So that's my stack.
All right, brings me to the top of my stack here. We've got from Image Comics, Peter Panzerfaust by Curtis Weeb and Tyler Jenkins. It's Peter Pan set in World War II. This is the writer of Green Wake. Writes some really cool stuff over there, and this looks like quite a different thing for him.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as though it's got the same sort of darkness. It looks, obviously it's World War II, so they're going to be dealing with some elements there, but Peter Pan in World War II fighting the Germans.
Wow.
That should be kind of interesting and fun, so that is my top pick, and I'm really, really looking forward to that one. I've been looking forward to that for a while. They had it. Some of you may remember there were previews, I think, in the back of maybe Chew and Walking Dead, and some of the other Image stuff, probably even Green Wake, I would imagine. So yeah, if you read that preview and that piqued your interest, it's finally out this week.
Cool.
What do you got?
My top is Batman #6. Batman has been, again, one of the best of the relaunch books. And this book just keeps getting better. Scott Snyder really is just one of the best Batman writers in a long time. One of the best writers to really come into comics in a while. Last issue had Batman wandering around in the Court of Owls maze, hallucinating and drugged. And at the end, spoiler if you haven't read a book from a month ago, they stab him through the chest. Quite an ending. So when you basically kill Batman at the end of your book, I got to find out what happens next. And we got a pretty creepy bat owl on the front cover, but
when news got out about that, I sold out of those pretty quick.
Yeah, Scott Snyder is really, really doing a great job. Like I said, each issue was sort of building on this great new mythology. I wasn't originally sold on this Court of Owls. I was always kind of leery when you take someone like Batman and throw this backstory in that there's something that's been in Gotham all this time, and just now he's he's looked for it, never found it, but how could Batman look for something and not find it? But they're really making this work, and
but it's always in the last place that you look.
Yeah,
which is why he's finding it now.
Right. So it's taken him a while, and it's a really interesting addition to the Gotham City mythology. And I know they're doing a crossover tying in with the Court of Owls, and this is really going to be a big deal in the Batman books in the future, and deservedly so, because it's really, really good stuff.
Right on. Well, and I would just like to add that as we've been getting these up a day early, it is Tuesday. It's Valentine's Day. I would like to say Happy Valentine's Day to my sweetie, and Happy Valentine's Day to your sweetie.
Happy Valentine's Day to my sweetie, too. Otherwise, I will get in a lot of trouble if I don't give a shout-out when he gives a shout-out.
I wasn't trying to get you in trouble.
I showed you there's between a fairly new relationship and an older relationship. He does it out of love. I do it out of fear.
Well, Happy Valentine's Day, sweetie. And that is your Week in Geek.